Hey guys, happy Monday. Happy Martin Luther King Day, actually. I'm Justin Jemison, and this is week number 2 of my 16-week journey of running a full marathon. So check this out. We actually got a blanket of snow last night. Pretty cool, right? It's too bad we didn't have the snow around Christmas time, you know. But anyway, it's not enough snow to prevent me from doing my marathon training. So anyway, last week went pretty well. Last week was week number 1 of the 16-week marathon training, and I actually felt pretty good. The weather was pretty good, and you know, the hardest part is just getting off the ground, just getting started. And actually last Thursday, I ran about 5 miles with a friend of mine. A friend of mine is actually in a running club, and I told him, I was like, you know, you're gonna have to go up my pace a little bit. I'll try to meet you in the middle a little bit. It actually went pretty well. You know, we were booking it at some point. I'm like, wow, seems like I'm going a lot faster than I normally would when I'm running by myself, and it was good. I'm gonna try to do that a little bit more throughout the 16-week journey. Maybe run with a running club or so, or maybe just with some other friends, some one-on-one runs and stuff, and we'll see how it goes. And I did a total of about 15 miles last week. Is week number 1, so I didn't want to kind of kill myself. We're just out getting started. So this week I'm planning on doing just incrementing it by 1. I'm going to do 16 miles by the end of the week and have a couple rest days built in between there. And I'm actually feeling pretty good. And you know, it's a little cold outside, but the weather actually doesn't look too bad. So the theme of this week is the big why. Why on earth am I running a full 26.2 mile marathon? So if you watched last week's video, you know, ever since I was younger, I've always been a runner. It's always something that has been just a part of me. Back in elementary school, my school actually had a little track outside, and during recess, in between the playing on the monkey bars and the jungle gym, I would do a couple laps on the track. It was just something that, I don't know what it was about running, but it's just, you know, I do walking and running on the track. I just kind of fell in love with it, you know. And I played basketball in high school, and our preseason conditioning involved a lot of running. So we had to do some miles on our school's track, or just maybe run around the neighborhood, you know, around our school. And, you know, it's just something that just became a part of me as I got older. And back in 2014, I signed up for my first 13.1 mile half marathon. And every year, I was like, you know what, next year I'm going to run the full marathon. And actually I had friends ask me, like, when are you going to run the full marathon? I was like, next year. Okay, next year. Okay, next year. And then every year I end up running the same 13.1 mile half marathon. It was a mental hurdle, because every time I finished a half marathon, I physically felt like I could just keep on going, you know, but it was a mental hurdle. It's like, you know, I'm at mile number 1, it's a mental hurdle. Like, how can I've got 25 more miles to go. It's like, how could I even stomach that? So last year, I spent a good portion of 2021 facing a lot of fears of mine. Like, I had like the common fear, the fear of heights, and the fear of skydiving, and I actually faced both of those. I would say I'm 90% over my fear of heights. It's still there a little bit, but it's better than the 0, which I was at the beginning of 2021. And I went skydiving last year, so that was really good. So I was like, you know what, after I finished my 7th half marathon a few months ago, actually, I was like, the same day, I was like, you know what, I'm declaring it today, I'm gonna do the full 26.2 mile marathon next year. And literally that day I signed up for it. I was like, it's no longer a dream in my head. It is now, it's scheduled, it's gonna be a reality. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna face that fear, I'm gonna do it. It's gonna be I'm gonna sign up for I'm gonna do a 16-week training, 16 to 20 week training, which I'm doing now, week number 2. And I'm like, you know what? It's gonna be a long journey, but you know, it's gonna feel so good when I cross that finish line. You know, no matter what decisions you're making in life, I'd like to invite you guys to give it a shot. You know, whether that's, you know, you're making a big decision, whether that's maybe changing jobs, changing careers, and maybe even changing where you're living. You know, maybe, you know, you're moving from maybe one part of town to the next, maybe you're moving to a new state, or even across the world. You know, there are tough decisions in life, you know, kind of like me, you know, getting over this mental hurdle of running a marathon. And it's like, I know these are different things, different contexts, different topics, different situations, but you know what? You know, just weigh the pros and cons of it, and just take it in the spirit of running one step at a time. You know, the worst thing that can happen is later on in life, you regret not making a decision. You know, you shoulda, coulda, woulda. There's always what ifs. You know, and I would also like to invite you to I'd also recommend you invite community into your life, community into your decisions, you know, close friends, close family members, you know, to say, okay, is this the right decision to make? You know, is this something I can do? You know, is this something that, you know, is going to make a big difference in life? So, you know, whenever it's making big decisions, weigh the pros and cons and just take it one step at a time. That's what I'm doing with running this full marathon here. Hey, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I invite you to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on those notifications. That way you don't miss a beat on my 16-week journey of running a full marathon. Thanks again, guys. I'll talk to you guys in the next video next week. Take care.